Hello and welcome. I'm Enigmius, and this is Orcs Must Die 2. For those of you who subscribed to my channel, I put out an update a little while ago mentioning that we were going to be doing a series on this game because it's just a hell of a lot of fun, and it lends itself very well to this format, being that any given map is only going to take at most 10-ish minutes to play through once you've decided what you're going to do and told the orcs to come. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off, we're going to take a look at the game from the most basic elements, and then as we progress through the series, we'll progress through some of the strategies. Now, the easiest place to start is the beginning, of course. You can see this is my character profile. I've actually completed the first 6 missions. 5 of them I've gone back to get the 5 skull victory, which basically means you protected your rifts properly, and you also completed the mission under the par time. This one here, Hidden Gulch, I finished once. I got 3 skulls. I said good enough. And Precipice was unlocked when I finished Hidden Gulch, but I haven't done anything with it at all. So we're going to start with the Edge today, which is the very first map, and that way I can show you the very basics of what the game is about for those who aren't familiar. And then, like I say, as the series progresses, we'll get into more in-depth strategies and things of that shenanigan. You see here when I select it, I'm ranked 686 in the whole wide world for this particular map. I actually, some of these I did even better. You can see 289, 267. But for this one, we're at 686, and let's just dive in, and I'll show you what this thing is all about.
Was it you?
Was what me?
The rift! Can't you feel the magic returning? Did you open it?
Nah, I'm more of a closer. Hey, aren't you that crazy lady that tried to kill me?
There's no time! The orcs are right behind me!
Orcs? Nice! Now you're talking my talkie language thing.
So there's usually a little bit of dialogue between the Sorceress, which is the character that I'm playing, and the War Mage, which is the guy at the beginning of every level. There are little cutscenes in between some levels as well, but they're usually just static images and it pans around while they do the discussion. The audio doesn't work when I record it for some reason for the cutscenes, so we'll have to go without those for the time being. Here is a rift. What we're looking at here, this is where the orcs come from when we tell it to go, and then they will path along whatever valid options are available to them, trying to get to our portal. You can see the little blue wispy lines showing you where that will be. And this is our portal. Now in the top right corner of the screen you can see the 20 in front of the blue sparkly orb. That's how many rift points we have. And for every orc that passes through the portal we lose a rift point. And if we get down to 0 rift points, we lose. The match is over. We have to try again. You also lose 5 rift points if you die. So that's the basics. Now, how do we stop the orcs from getting through? Well, you can see my character is holding a crossbow, which I can shoot. There's a variety of different weapons. We're probably going to mess around with some of them as we look at some of the other maps that I've already completed. For now, we've got the crossbow, but I've spent a lot of time running this specific map, trying to learn about how the combos interact and how the different traps play amongst one another. And I like this map because it gives me this little spot here where I could put traps on the floor, traps on the walls, and traps on the ceiling, and really just make it awful, awful, awful for the poor orcs to get anything done. So the traps really, when we're looking for high scores, are what we need to be focusing on. I don't get to use this particular trap very often because it's frequently not very practical for when you're trying to complete missions for the first time or get a high score, but given that we're just kind of showing off the game this episode, this is plenty fine by me. So that's one ceiling trap, and then we've got these spike traps. Oops, that's a little too far over. And if orcs walk on those, the spikes will shoot up into their feet, and they say ouchies, and they take damage, and it's just a lot of great fun. And this is a trap that just doesn't get any love whatsoever, but it's one of my favorites for goofing around. It's the Decoy.
Just like a dummy I know.
That's right. Orcs will be distracted by this. They will stop and try and kill it. Most of them will anyways. I've upgraded this so that sometimes when an orc hits it, they'll be frozen in a block of ice for a little while. But most importantly, you can see the orcs will stop to attack the Decoy which puts them in prime smacking location for the swinging mace trap, which is basically the heart of this little strategy. This one isn't going to earn you any awards for high scores, but it is most likely going to entertain you quite a lot. Now, I've got $600 or gold or whatever the hell it is left, but we're not going to use it just yet.
Let's begin.
We're going to bring forth the Orcs, and we're just going to get an easy start here and see how our trap setup is going to work. This is an acid spout thingy. It's going to spray acid on any Orcs that pass in front of it. But you can see, just between the Decoy and the swinging mace trap, probably not going to see a lot of acid spouting anywhere, which is kind of the point. We're getting a few combos, but not very big combos. It's mostly just...
I need no rest.
just for the fun of it. That was the wave. We've got a total of 4 waves in this level, which is not a lot. Most of them later on are in the 9 to 11 range. We should get a Haymaker here. So this one here is a web trap. Doesn't do any damage. It just covers the Orcs in webs and makes them run slowly. And then you can see the Haymaker drops from the ceiling and spins around, and then the acid does the green acid spray. And we've got enough now for... Oh, that guy is in about 6 or 7 different pieces. We'll get the flame vent, or the floor scorcher, whatever it is. Move it up a little bit. There we go.
We aren't done yet.
So that was that wave. I'm sorry, I just find this entertaining. The Orcs aren't getting by, mostly because of the combination of the Decoy and the swinging mace trap. The thing is, the reason why this quite often doesn't work for a lot of the later levels is because you start getting bigger, nastier Orcs that would just make mincemeat out of the Decoy. And with this strategy, the way it's set up now, without the Decoy holding them there while the mace is up in the ceiling, the mace would not be a very effective trap at all. So everything hinges on the Decoy, and if the Decoy gets destroyed, there's no point in having this setup because it's not going to work anymore. So we've got the flame trap, barfing flames on them, we got acid, we got webs, we've got the mace, we've got the freezing bits from the Decoy, and if anything, actually, just to increase our odds, we'll just put another Haymaker up here. There we go. Lots of fun with the physics, throwing Orcs around. And we're just going to let the next wave come. If any Orcs happen to make their way through our traps, I'm going to try and get them around to the rail cart that's going around here and let it show off what it likes to do. Oh, there's a free skull over there. Oh, this guy. This guy is a survivor. Oh, but not by much. That's the rail car. That worked out well.
Pretty dead all in a row.
Now, in truth, I've done so many repeats of the maps that I've done that I've got more skulls than I can actually spend right now. I have to wait until I finish later maps and get the traps that you get as rewards before I can spend any more skulls, because right now I'm maxed out. But it's still fun picking them up because skulls are skulls. You can see between, yeah, the Haymakers are just overkill. They're totally not necessary, but they work. And now we get to look at the scoreboard. 155,000. My high score is 192,000. So just the way the combos work and the kill streaks and things like that, like I say, it's not going to win you any points for high scores, but it's just fun to have complete domination over such an area like that. And because you don't always get an opportunity to do that, there are other missions where you're basically working your ass off the whole time just to keep everything under control. So that's it. That's the basics of the game. Orcs run out. We use traps to stop them. And if we manage to do that, then we earn points. And we can progress through the game, get new traps, upgrade our existing traps, do all kinds of fun stuff, you move on to the next level. So the next episode, we're going to be looking at the next level. We're going to be using a bunch of weapons and traps that I don't normally use. Just, again, to have fun and mess around until we get into the serious business. Before you know it, we're going to be talking about strategy. We're going to be talking about 5 skulls, time attacks, all that good stuff. And it's going to be a ton of fun. So leave your comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care, guys.